Have you ever wondered how far you could go if you actually chased your dream? A year ago, I decided to do exactly that and truly push myself. And my project went from this to this. Welcome back everyone to another devlog for Amber's Tale. First of all, I've got to apologize for the radio silence. It's been 8 months. It's been a while since the last devlog. If you've seen my last video, you'll have known I've been on a bit of an extended study break. But now I'm back, I've finished university, and I'm committed to getting these updates out every month for you without fail. I've got myself a full-time job to help fund this pixelated dream of ours. So Amber's Tale is still going strong in spite of the Kickstarter failing. And I am 100% committed to making sure Amber's Tale remains a quality gaming experience. It's not going to be something that I'm going to rush and just get out the door as quickly as possible. Now, onto the juicy stuff. Remember when the game was one single, lonely room? Well, not anymore. I've expanded the world to include 11 rooms, 5 menacing enemies, 3 friendly NPCs, and 1 big, bad boss. The game scope has grown dramatically since its humble beginnings as a university project. For the final game, I'm wanting around 10 to 15 unique zones, each of which will have its own enemies, bosses, mechanics, challenges, and character stories. Even just looking at some of the early character concepts we've got, for some of the characters that'll be in these zones gets me so incredibly excited. Props to the insanely talented Hannah for these concepts. Let's jump into one of the more complex elements in the game, the creation of the colossal boss. My vision for this boss was for it to feel like a completely immovable, unstoppable object, a real force to be reckoned with. Achieving this was a real multifaceted process. It involved sound, art, programming, design, everything. The talented Penny USB Mike had already released the Colossal Boss artwork, and with a few adjustments, I was able to take this and merge it with some other assets as well, namely some of these incredible smoke effects. I sat down and tried to come up with some exciting abilities the boss could have, using the existing sprites we had. I didn't want it to be overly complicated, as it was the first boss you would encounter in the demo, so I wanted to keep the number of abilities to a minimum. I use something called an enum state machine to manage the boss's behaviors. It allows the boss to switch between different states like idle, attack, or chase based on various conditions and triggers. So based on the player's position relative to the boss, alongside some hidden cooldowns, we were able to make quite an engaging fight. For me, the programming side of it was the most challenging part, but I really feel like I learned so much from doing it this way rather than the way I'd previously set up state machines for other enemies. Now, I needed the boss to make an impact. Literally. To give it the weight I wanted, I turned to sound design. I went to freesounds.org and found a 3-minute clip of an earthquake. I manipulated that sound in a multitude of different ways to get every single sound effect used for the boss, alongside a couple miscellaneous ones such as the roar and hissing of steam. But it's amazing just how much character it added to the boss. It really felt like a big hunk of rock dragging itself across this arena. Of course, designing a boss is a lot more than just programming, art, design, and sound. It's also about fine-tuning its behavior through a lot of playtesting. I must have had about 100 different playtests throughout the creation of this boss. We adjusted all the different things such as its speed, the power of the abilities. We really wanted to strike a balance between it being challenging and enjoyable. In the end, it ended up in a state where it would take the average player between 7 to 15 attempts on the boss, which I feel was a real sweet spot. It was also so interesting to see how every player reacted to the boss or tackled it in a completely different way. We had some people just brute forcing it and healing the whole way. We had some that would try speedrunning and optimizing exactly how they would tackle it. But throughout all the playtests, I don't think any player took it on in the same way, which to me said it was reasonably well balanced and good enough to deem as complete. Now let's talk about level design. This is probably the part of game development that I enjoy most of all. For me, it's all about creating an environment that is not just visually appealing, but also fun to navigate and explore. One of the key philosophies I try to stick to is show, don't tell. Rather than explicitly telling the player what to do, I crafted the environment to subtly guide and teach the player. For example, after you unlock the dash ability, you'll find terrain that hints at the optimal way to overcome the obstacles. They're disguised as natural parts of the environment, but they're really there to nudge you in the right direction. But level design ultimately isn't just about directing gameplay. It's also about contributing to the overall aesthetic and atmosphere of the game. I really do feel like it's come a long way since that single scene we used to playtest in. It's more engaging, there are multiple layers of parallax adding to depth, atmospheric lighting setting the mood, and little touches like the bushes and trees waving in the wind. However, this isn't the final visual look. I have big plans for a massive visual overhaul, and I can't wait to explore the creation of this in the coming months with you. Now, I don't want to give too much away, but I have some exciting features in the pipeline that I'm going to be showcasing in the next devlog. I'm talking about brand new abilities for Amber, and visual upgrades for the existing ones. I hope you enjoyed this short, behind-the-scenes peek into the creation of the demo for Amber's Tale. It's come so far in just a few short months, and we even have over 500 wishlists on Steam at the moment. And if this looks like a game you think you'd enjoy as well, you can wishlist it too. I'd love to hear what kind of abilities you want Amber to have. Who knows, I might end up making it for the next devlog. But until next time, keep dreaming and keep gaming. And just a quick shout out for my patrons. Thank you all so much for your support. Especially you, Zapmaker.